So I make a lot of videos about healthy eating and lately about taking control of my food cravings by occasionally going, well, not so occasionally anymore, going on intermittent fasting. And you might think that I would applaud something like restaurants being forced to label calories. Funny thing is, I hardly ever look at the calories. If I look at a package of food, calories is probably the last number I look at. The first thing I look at is obviously the ingredients. Make sure it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup, any chemical additives, refined sugar, MSG, among other crap. That's actually that's probably the only thing. I might look at the country of origin, right, to see if it comes from a questionable source. And I think about how many hours I want to fast. That's generally about as far as I think about food. I hardly ever look at the calorie label. But I think restaurants, there's an ulterior motive for why we have calorie labels in restaurants, but nothing else, right? Everything else you gotta ask dozens upon dozens of questions. I really despise it when I have to eat in a social setting, right? If I'm traveling alone and I have to go to a restaurant, I have to ask ingredients, so be it, right? I can tolerate that. What I really despise is when I go for a job interview or I have to sit down with colleagues and the food doesn't turn out the way I think, right? I just had a bad experience. I went to a steakhouse for a chess tournament that was held in there. And I thought I had asked all the right questions, but the people who don't deal with food allergies, they might not put so much attention to detail. It came out wrong, right? And I said, just forget about it, because I didn't want it to come out wrong again. But the waiter was so embarrassed about it, he asked his manager to come out, and it turned out okay. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, if I go out alone and that happens, I can tolerate that. I love educating people about food, just not when I'm with important figures in my life. Get that out of the way. Okay. Now, I think the reason why there was so little resistance to getting restaurants to label calories, I think Obama was in office when it happened. I think the restaurants like it. Why? It makes it easier for them to shrink portion sizes because they can do it in the name of benefiting the consumer, right? What's really funny is I'm highly skeptical that those calorie numbers are any accurate, right? I know this because I love Five Guys. I love their French fries. They make them out of peanut oil. But their portion sizes are wildly inconsistent, right? From one restaurant to another, or even from one server to another on different days at the restaurant, right? I would imagine I've probably gotten a large fry that was double or half the size of another large fry at the same restaurant, same labels. It makes you wonder how much tolerance they have for accuracy there, right? Sometimes I'll frequent a restaurant. I have a favorite Thai restaurant here in the Redmond area that they understand my food intolerances. But I gotta be careful going there because they love me so much that they give me huge portion sizes, right? Especially the owner. I think she senses that I've lost a lot of weight and she misses the old me. I gotta be careful there. I sometimes have to bring containers there so I can bring half of it home, right? So it makes you wonder just how accurate any of that is, right? Now here in 2021, we're dealing with so-called transitory inflation, and the restaurants are just having a field day with diet-friendly restaurant menu options, as a cover for all the inflation that they have to deal with, right? That's why you'll probably never see an easy push for legislation on posting even allergen information, right? Let alone all the ingredients, right? Because it doesn't help with this problem, right? In fact, it might even hurt, right? A lot of substitutes for some of these allergens might be more expensive.